Hey there, it's Jim Nicehunger, and I'm going to show you just a couple of simple tools that I've created that could be customized for people who are speaking coaches to actually support their people, but not at all replace what you do as a speaking coach. So this first tool is your most irresistible untold story. And so the premise here is everyone you meet is carrying untold stories we need to hear. So let's find your irresistible untold story, how to tell it for maximum impact. And so the person is just going to answer 3 questions. And so I'm going to just drop in some answers here. So the first question, who do you speak to? What problem do you help them solve? And so I'm just dropping in here. I speak to founders who've hit their first million and help them scale without burning out or losing their soul. And so what happens here with this tool is it basically confirms what I heard. Okay, it sounds like a powerful intersection. Success without sacrifice. Most scaling advice ignores the human cost. What do you most want these founders to see about their situation? And so this is whoever is using the tool, this is their unique perspective. And so I'm just going to drop in an answer here instead of typing it. Everyone else celebrates the hustle and grind. I see successful people who are secretly miserable and fantasize about quitting their own companies. So you'll see you want to drop that in. The tool does a little work to confirm. Okay, I see that. And everyone preaches hustle while you witness the hidden wreckage. You're calling out what nobody admits. Tell me about a specific moment when you realized you had to share this mission. What happened? And so here, if that person's story is, I woke up in a hospital after collapsing at my own company's celebration party. We just hit $2 million in revenue. The nurse asked if I wanted to call family and realized I didn't have anyone to call. I'd sacrificed everything for success. My business partner visited and said, was it worth it? We both knew the answer. So how does this tool then turn this into a story that helps your coaching clients so that you can help them even more? And so first thing this does is it verifies or confirms from 4 different angles of what the person said. So, okay, so here's the message you're really delivering. Here are the people who actually need to hear this. What your audience is really seeking. Why your stories matter more than others. And so this is just a validation for the person to say, yes, I agree with that, or give it correction. And I'm just, for the sake of keeping this short and simple, I'm going to say, yes, that's great. And so then the next point here, this is where the power starts to come from after we've confirmed that with the AI that we understand what matters to the person and who it's for. And so your most irresistible untold stories. Audience is hungry for this story. $1 million founders, venture-backed CEOs, founders' spouses, plot twist medical professionals, because your story about collapsing at a celebration translates perfectly to their burnout epidemic. Your story through 3 lenses. And in this case, I've structured this so it gives the clarity moment. Here's what you're really telling people. Success that hospitalizes you isn't success, period. Your contrast edge. So while everyone else celebrates this, you're the only one asking, but can you call anyone? Your connection bridge, a little bit there. The stories you're too humble to tell. So this is like, what's the stories within just this little bit of story that they shared? And then here is a fun piece of like your pattern breaking opening. Instead of starting with your credentials, imagine walking on stage and saying, who here has fantasized about burning down the business you built? Then pause, let them feel the tension, then tell them about waking up in the hospital. That's how you become unforgettable. And so then the bottom line, this is the transition as to how or why they might want to work with you more. You've lived through way too much to have boring stories. These are just the obvious ones. You probably have at least 10 or 20 more. And so this is all about then what I can help you. If I were a speaking coach, how I would help you with those things. So this is just one example of a tool that you could have for your people to be able to help them start identifying their stories and their aspects of their stories. But there's so many other things that a speaking coach helps with. And so when they're doing some of this work, either before working with you or in between sessions or that sort of thing, you can see how this is not a threat to your work as a speaking coach. It actually elevates, it amplifies what you do, because this is mining that they get to do on their own of the wealth of story that they already have. Anyway, hopefully that was a helpful little example. I'm Jim Neisonger, and that's all I have for you right at the moment.